Today is Thursday, April 22nd. Happy Earth Day. So I got a couple of things. It's time for the Chair's Daily Live. Got a couple of things I want to talk about today. It's been kind of a wild day. So every day when I come, I want to talk to you about bills, elected officials, and elections. And so a couple of crazy bills I want to mention. And we've talked about them a whole bunch, but I'm going to talk about them again. So there is I don't even want to give the number of it, but there's the Oklahoma is a sanctuary state. So that bill has passed both chambers and is waiting for the governor to sign it, thus making Oklahoma the wild, wild west. I don't want to expand on it. I'm disappointed that we want to invite folks who are in trouble for guns in other states to come here, but it passed both chambers. Shame, shame, shame. Another bill I want to talk about is Bill, I think it's SB 1236. And it's basically giving our state, our attorney general or our legislature, the right to nullify federal actions. And basically, Lord have mercy, basically there's federal law and our attorney general can look at it and say, yeah, Oklahoma doesn't have to do that. This is a for show bill, but let's pretend like it was real. That is tantamount to secession. We are part of the United States. We don't get to pick and choose which part of the United States which part of the Constitution we're going to follow. Oh, my word. So, and then today, about 15 minutes ago, in the House, they were debating, and I think it passed an insane bill that says we're going to name part of our highway Donald Trump Highway. Because we need that. The question that the interesting thing I found about it in reading the little bit that I read, it said that the folks who came up with that bill, the authors of that bill, are responsible for paying for the signage. Except they didn't want that part codified into the statute. So they can turn around and change their minds, I guess, because they think we won't be looking. So there will be a part of the highway, and I believe it's in the western part of the state, that will be called Donald Trump Highway. Oh, my word. Waste of time, waste of energy, performative nonsense. The question that I have for Donald Trump Highway: will the people who live along that highway have access to broadband? I just want to somehow bring it back to Oklahoma and be talking about the things that are important to Oklahoma. We need to be talking about broadband. We need to be talking about, do we have clean pipes? We have communities in Oklahoma who have worse drinking water than they have in Flint, Michigan, and we're not talking about it because we're naming highways Donald Trump Highway, and we're making Oklahoma a Second Amendment sanctuary state, and we're saying that Oklahoma doesn't have to follow federal laws. It's just a little bit annoying. So as you can tell, I'm super exasperated by it. But I get to watch it from home. I get to read about it later. Our Democratic representatives have to be there every day, Monday through Thursday, fighting for it and making arguments when they're allowed to get heard. And I got to thinking about it, and our legislators have had a really rough week. They've had a really rough session, but this week with the making up, shucking bills at the last possible minute and trying to sneak them in, and at the last hour and staying to the wee hours of the night, they've had a really rough week. So the Oklahoma Democratic Party decided we need to send a very clear thank you to our representatives, because I'm also sicking y'all on them. I'm begging y'all to advocate. I'm begging y'all to call them and, vote yes and no on certain bills. And so they've had a lot. So we at the Democratic Party decided, you know what? We need to send them a clear thank you for their work. Thank you for hanging in there. Thank you for staying till 10 o'clock and arguing bills, even when a lot of them are already decided. So me with a couple of folks from the party, and we're all still kind of social distancing and being safe, but we went to the Capitol today, and there we go, and took them, thank you cake, one for the Senate side, one for the House side. Just wanted to say thank you. And so I am always telling you to call your legislators and advocate, yes for this bill, no for this bill. Call them and say thank you. They've had a really rough week. They've been saying, I know past 9 o'clock a couple of nights this week, and they've been shut down. Bills have been replaced at the last minute. They've been playing, razzle dazzle. Call a legislator and thank them. All righty. So I've talked about bills. Elected officials. I was going to talk about Greg Treat yesterday, and I'm just gonna mention it a little bit. They had voted because they wanted to censor him because he opposed, and I don't even remember what the bill was that he opposed, but they felt like he was being a traitor to the Republican Party. Honestly, what about the Oklahoma people? But whatever. And he made a statement. He said that lawmakers shouldn't vote based on what might help their next election. And you've heard the adage that even a broke clock is right twice a day. And so yay for him saying that. And then right after that, he pulled a maneuver that was insane and unnecessary and expensive. What you going to do? He makes one step forward and takes 19 steps back. But I just kind of wanted to mention that there is all kinds of shenanigans going on at the Capitol. I spent some time talking to some folks today, not just watching it online and reading the summaries. So I want to talk about elections. Depending on where you live, you have propositions coming up on May 11th or June 8th. And so those are days that you will vote on propositions. If you haven't already gotten your absentee ballot, because you have requested it, right? If you haven't already gotten your absentee ballot, please go out, still request your absentee ballot, do your research, know what you're voting on. Your voice matters. And so don't just, because propositions, people don't show up for propositions, but they usually raise our taxes or do something like that, and it affects us for a long period of time. So read the propositions, get yourself up on the propositions that are coming up. Inter-party elections. So today is the 22nd. Believe it or not, in a week's time, a little bit over a week, we have district conventions. That's where we elect the leadership of our congressional districts. Those are on May 1st. Some of them start at 10, some of them start at 2. Go out to okdemocrats.org, click on events to find out where yours is going to be, what time yours is going to happen, and how to get involved. That's on May 1st. And it's either at 10 or 2, depending on where you live. And then the state convention, where we elect state chair, vice chair, treasurer, and secretary. That is on June 12th. We will be graced by the presence of congressional delegate Stacey Plaskett from the Virgin Islands. She was one of the impeachment managers. I cannot wait to hear what she's going to say as our keynote speaker, and that is on June 12th. All righty. So I was talking to you earlier about the craziness that's happening at the Capitol. The only way that we're going to fix that, is by electing more Democrats. There needs to be a little bit more balance. It's crazy like it is because there is no balance. There's a supermajority and they don't have to play fair. I mean, I wish I could give you some high level political intrigue. No, they don't have to play fair and they're not playing fair. So the only way that we can change that is by electing more Democrats. We are working on recruiting candidates, but the only way that candidates get elected is they get enough votes. So we're also working on registering new voters. And so on the OK Democrats website, we have a new tool that I want to demonstrate to you guys today. It's a really cool tool. You can, and I don't know if I can do it, you can hover over your county and see how many unregistered voters there are. And it takes us between $2 and $4 voter to get voter registered. So you can hover over your county and decide where you want to put your money. It's really cool. I don't know if you can see the numbers down here in the bottom left hand. And then just click over there and decide how much you want to donate. Help us register more Democrats, and this is a way to do it. So go out to okdemocrats.org, click on resources, and this is where this is. Please donate and help us get more Democrats registered. That's all I have for today. I will see you guys tomorrow at 4:15. Have a great one. Call and thank your legislator.